Hello, so today I'm going to be making, come in from the cold, lentil soup. So I'm going to start off by chopping an onion, and let's see if I can get into the camera's view here. And this onion, it really doesn't matter how finely chopped it is, because all I'm doing is sweating it. I'm just gonna get this layer off of here because it's not peeling very easily. Sometimes when you're in a hurry, you just have to do it. All right, there we go. So I'm just gonna do slices this time. We're gonna go quickly with this. Chop off the butt. Okay, and I'm going to fry these in olive oil that I'll get going in a second here. And I'm going to do that for as long as it takes for them to become translucent. So hopefully not too long. We'll be back when they look right. So now what I'm doing is I'm adding a little bit of curry powder to this. I'm going to do 3 tablespoons total. And this is a yellow curry. Just to kind of wake it up, I want to fry it along with my onions. It smells really good already. Add a little cinnamon to this as well, and I'm just going to kind of tip that in there. You don't need very much, like probably less than a teaspoon, and less than a teaspoon went in, so that's fine. Now I'm adding the tomatoes to this. And I'm just going to allow this to get friendly with itself.
I want it to mix and mingle.
Yes. And
until it makes the tingle.
Something like that, yes. Ew.
Not
All
tinkle,
right.
tingle.
And I'm gonna re-rinse this because it's a little,
A little funky.
Yeah, you always want to rinse off your lentils or any other beans that you're cooking, because sometimes they're just weird and dusty. You don't know what. It's probably nothing that's really that bad for you on top of the lentils, but
You never know.
you never know. So just, safe side, do it that way. I'm going to grab 2 cans of water.
2 cans.
Yeah. 2 cans, Sam.
Oh my God.
Just follow my nose. It always knows. There we go. And I might not actually need 2 cans of this because I'm also going to be adding coconut milk in a minute. And I made a mess, but whatever. All right, and I'm also going to add, this is like the perfect weeknight soup because it's got a bunch of powdered ingredients rather than fresh ones.
It's also good for if you're like meal prepping for the week.
Yeah, I mean, this will make this particular version of it, I only added 1 cup of lentils, but you could do 2 and just the equivalent of water that you would need. So I did 1 cup of lentils and 28 ounces of water so far, along with 28 ounces of tomatoes. And if I feel like I need more water in a few minutes, I will add it. I'm just going to watch it.
How much salt did you add?
I just added just a couple teaspoons.
Okay.
Yep, just a couple teaspoons. And at the very end, I'm going to add some lemon and lime.
Lemon.
Yeah.
Yum yum. All right,
so we will be back in a few minutes. Okay, so I just wanted to show you how quickly this comes together. This is only about 15 minutes in, and look at the lentils are already expanded quite a bit. And another 5 minutes and I'm going to say this is probably going to be ready. All right. So we are actually only about maybe 17 minutes in at this point, and the lentils are ready. So what I'm going to do, a little while ago, I baked a kabocha squash, and I'm going to add this to the mix. And this baked for about half an hour at a pretty high heat. I did about 470 degrees, but again, my oven is slow, so you may want to try 425 if your oven is not slow. And I'm going to add these things now. Let's get all of these in here. And the nice thing about roasting kabocha squash this way is that you can easily get the skins off.
Very easy.
Yeah, they come off very easily. If I'm doing like a butternut, I'll peel it with a peeler, but with kabocha, the peel is so tough. I don't know how well it would come off with a peeler. I don't think that would be
a very good idea.
Advisable, honestly, yeah.
It's an OSHA hazard.
I mean, I don't know if it would be an OSHA hazard, but it might dull your vegetable peeler.
Which could also be an OSHA hazard.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't want to work with a dull implement of any kind, because if you slip with it, you're going to have a bad time.
Yep.
You don't want that.
Yep.
Okay. Last one going in. And now I'm going to take my friend, my super best friend over here. Actually, I took my garbage bowl away because it had filled up, but whatever. So I'm going to take my super best friend, the KitchenAid Blitzer,
Hold on.
and my hands are a little dirty from all of this, but that is going to be just fine. And now I'm just going to blitz.
Blitz it.
And I like to go in bursts like this well underneath what I'm doing so that I don't end up spraying myself, the kitchen, my camera girl. You know, there are reasons to do it this way so that you don't end up injuring anybody in the room, because this is very hot.
Yep.
I'm going to turn the heat off now too. See, even just going up against the wall freaked me out a little bit there. But also, if you have somebody who is lentil averse because of the texture, blend it, because it's going to make a difference for you. You want it to be a nice puree, like that. And now I'm just going to set this here because I can wash this really easily. And hopefully it's pray to the klutz gods that I don't. And I did. Yay. I didn't cut myself on the lid this time.
Yippee!
Actually, it's been a really long time since I've done that. But it can happen. And I wasn't thinking about it, and I was like kind of dissing cans with lids for a while. Sorry. I was kind of dissing cans with lids for a while because I just prefer to use a can opener, but then a point was made to me about people who have to do things
a little differently
because, you know, they live in a brand new apartment that just has the very bare minimum. They're getting stuff from food pantries, and so I realized I was being a little classist, so I stopped that.
I mean, it's not just being classist, it's a bit ableist to assume.
Well, it's true. Also that, because, yeah, some people have an easier time with pop-tops than they do
can openers.
Can openers.
Because if you're blind,
yeah,
or if you literally can't use a can opener because you have...
Okay. Off camera, I also, on the same tray, roasted some cauliflower. So that is also going in. This is completely optional. You don't have to have the squash or the cauliflower. I just like these things.
They bring a nice vegetableness
I
to
mean-
the soup.
I mean, really, the soup on its own without these additions, just the tomatoes and the onions and the spices with your lentils is still a really good starting point and a good soup. Right now I am adding some lemon juice and some lime juice. I'm gonna grab my strainer here. Give it a good squeeze.
Squeeze!
I got some between season limes.
Yeah, they could be a little juicier.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. You work with what you got in the moment, and you live your life,
Shall we?
and you watch your dog, who's being cute, if you have one.
And making love
Lime juice going in.
snorts. Love snorts. Hello, love
Which-
snorter.
Usually, you don't have to strain lime juice because it doesn't have seeds like lemons do. But you don't want lemon pits in this, so. I guess they call them, in Great Britain, they call them what do they call them? Pips.
Pips.
Pip Pip Cheerio, which I don't know the meaning of. I've just heard it. Is this actually getting
Yes.
the squaz? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Just get all that goodness in there. Toss that in there. And one last thing going in. I'm gonna turn the heat back on for a sec. And let's see. Got some good old cilantro. And I like to cut off just the very ends of it, but use most of it because waste not, want not. In restaurants, they use all of the cilantro. The stems and things will go into blenders for salsa verdes or other things.
Sometimes even soups that are green.
Well, yeah. I mean, lots of things that would call for the flavor of cilantro, but not necessarily have
leaves.
to look pretty with the leaves. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Looks like a nice warm soup that I want to eat. So I'm going to try some.
Yippee!
Yeah. All right. So I'm just gonna go in here. Grab some of this. And I've already got this spoon that I used for the squash. So let's see how this turned out. That's really good. Taste all the curry spices, a little bit of the cinnamon, the cauliflower, the lentils, the tomatoes, the creaminess of the coconut milk. Oh my goodness, it's like a warm hug in a bowl. Perfect for this time of year. So, if you know what's good for you, make this. You won't be sorry. See you next time. I love you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
All right.